RapidSOS. What is it? Why do we need it? And how will we use it to save lives? What is RapidSOS? RapidSOS began as a smartphone app called Haven that allowed for ease of access to emergency services with a single button. It also allowed for families to stay connected through the app, pushing real-time GPS monitoring to the family. Of particular use was a feature called Can't Speak, which gave the user a way out of a bad situation. RapidSOS is data integration for you through your mobile app. Profile and device data from apps help 911 better provide response during incidents and mass events, improve outcomes, and offer users a direct lifeline to emergency services through the API suite. It's also integrated through wearable devices. Health, medical, and demographic information from wearable devices enable personalized emergency response. This improves outcomes and offers users a direct lifeline to emergency services through the API suite. RapidSOS is also integrated into your home security platform in many cases. Data from device sensors and cameras can help emergency services respond to incidents at your home or office. This improves outcomes and offers users a direct lifeline to RapidSOS and 911 through the API suite. Why do we need it? It's a matter of location, location, location. How do we call 911? As of February 2019, 96% of Americans own a cell phone. 81% of these are considered smartphones. 80% of 911 calls were made from these cell phones. And we're learning that as cell phone use increases, landline phones are becoming less relevant. More than half of the U.S. households now use cell phones only. Let's take a look at our graphic. In 2004, 92.7% of households had a working landline telephone as their primary means of access to 911 services. Only 5% of U.S. households used a cell phone only. Now, in 2018, we're seeing that 54.9% of U.S. households are using cell phones only as their primary means of communications at home, where 41.7% are using a landline phone. And that number is only going to increase. We're not static anymore. Gone are the days of call boxes on street corners. Landline phones are soon to be next. Our society prioritizes mobility. This requires our vigilance in confirming location information, or LOI, at the ECC. What does Phase 1 anti-alley really mean? Wireless Phase 1, or WPH1, requires the carrier to provide the calling party's callback number, the cell tower's location, and the direction the cell tower's antenna which received the call to be delivered to the PSAP. The caller's number would be used to call the subscriber back in the event connection is lost with the PSAP. The location of the receiving antenna would provide a gross level of location information that would allow delivery of 911 calls to the appropriate PSAP. Think 300 meters, or about 3 football fields. What about Phase 2 anti-alley? In addition to ANI information, Wireless Phase 2 requires the carrier to provide more specific latitude and longitude information, known as automatic location identification, or ALI, to the dispatcher. This is about 50 meters for about 70% of the calls and 150 meters for about 95% of the calls. For ease of reference, let's consider 50 meters, or about the size of, 50 yards, maybe half a football field. But hybrid LOI is our opportunity to dip our toe in next-gen 911. Cell phone location information, or LOI technology, communicates through a digital handshake that occurs in the background. We never see it. This information includes geotag locations of cell towers, Wi-Fi hotspots, GPS locations, altitude, speed if you're driving, etc. This crowdsourced LOI data is anonymous and it's encrypted. Hybrid LOI leverages this technology and gives it to the PSAP third-party access through next-gen 911 data clearinghouses. This LOI cannot be turned off for 911 calls. Think of this as a third leg. Montgomery County uses RapidSOS as their choice of next-gen 911 data clearinghouse. Information from your Android or Apple smartphones are fed into this data clearinghouse through various means, like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, mapping software, even social media. All dumps information into this data clearinghouse. Think of it as a sort of lock and key, if you will, that allows the information to be stored, encrypted, and then later it's given to us through a password-protected system and allows us to find our callers wherever they are in Montgomery County. RapidSOS gives us enhanced LOI capabilities. It does not replace wireless phase 1 or 2 anti-alley data. Callers can't turn off location information services for 911 calls. Latitude and longitude, and now we get a hybrid LOI as a third leg of that latitude and longitude. It's a third-party service reporting 6 Sigma uptime. Montgomery County uses location now, but coming soon, we're going to start to see some supplemental data, and it's free to use for Montgomery County's PSAP. Here we have the integrated call control window on the incoming anti-alley. It gives us a number, 240876, the name of the carrier, the state, the type of carrier, the latitude and longitude, and the classification of the carrier as well. And it's a wireless, phase 2. It also gives us a UNC, or an uncertainty radius, of 165 meters. If we rebid, if we bid the RapidSOS side, we'll see something interesting. The RapidSOS integrated call control window looks very similar. However, the phone number is next to one called RSOS, or RapidSOS. Same callback number, gives us an update time and an uncertainty radius of 65 meters, much better than the 165 on the previous window. It gives us an X and a Y, latitude and longitude, but who notices something different? The latitude and longitude on the RapidSOS bid is reversed. Requires some additional thought by our call takers to add that to your call in the correct order. RapidSOS on the map is pretty easy for us to use. Each time that RapidSOS bids for us, you'll see that we have a ring that runs around the calling party. Every time that we get a new data hit from RapidSOS, it gives us a new ring. And as you can see, those rings get smaller and smaller and smaller until they're as tight as they can be right on top of our calling party. The rebid does exactly what you think it does. It asks RapidSOS to send the next packet of information from the data clearinghouse so that we can get a closer and more defined hit on that calling party. We can even see whether or not our calling party moves. If available, RapidSOS LOI pushes to the incident with the anti-alley information initially. Wireless phase 1 or 2 anti-alley data, the latitude and longitude data, fills in the description field. RapidSOS data, that latitude and longitude data, fills in the comments field of your call. Call takers will rebid the RapidSOS data occasionally. It automatically fills prior to the send point. Afterwards, after that send point, after that dispatch point, it is cut and pasted for these updates in the comments field. Auto rebid goes on every 60 seconds prior to the send point. This creates a lot of data clogging in the comments. We don't teach our call takers to auto rebid. This is very much more accurate than wireless phase 2 LOI alone. Think of this as triangulation, a latitude and a longitudinal leg, that's 2 legs, and then that third leg, that is your RapidSOS, your hybrid LOI data. Some helpful hints for RapidSOS. The ECC doesn't use the auto rebid feature as I described until the incident is sent to pending. We're trying to limit the amount of stuff that you guys get in those comments. RapidSOS continues to add the X and Y comments every 60 seconds until the call is sent to pending. That's a lot of extra stuff. Once the incident is sent to pending, our map does not recenter on the RapidSOS rebid. So ECC must scroll the map manually to follow the RapidSOS icon if that caller is walking, driving, or moving in another way. This is what we see. The approximate location and location field is confusing. Everybody has seen some call like this in the past. Approximate location 143 Orchard Ridge in Gaithersburg, Maryland. 2 cross streets, and then you can see a description in the latitude and longitude area there. CAD looks for a verifiable address based on the latitude and longitude. We do our best to correct it. We use commonplace names, apartment names, partial addresses, or streets. All of these kind of things are used in concert with our own knowledge and our map to confirm LOIs. We try to be as resourceful as possible. And here's what you see on your side of the MBT, minus the redactions. The term approximate location found in the location field is a bit confusing. So CAD tries to help us by looking for a verifiable address based on the latitude and longitude information found on the first anti-alley push, located here on the pullout. The latitude and longitude found in the comments section below the pullout is actually that information found in the RapidSOS hit. We do our best to correct this information using commonplace names, apartment names, and partial addresses or streets. All that information is used in concert with our maps at ECC, along with our own knowledge to confirm location information. We try to be as resourceful as possible. RapidSOS also gives us supervisory access to their data. This information functions anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes after the caller disconnects. It's much faster than pinging, and the best part is we no longer need any sort of permission from a carrier to retrieve this information. Here's what we see from the supervisory side of the RapidSOS data clearinghouse. It shows us the last 25 calls that we would receive at the call center. Let's just take a look at one of them. Choosing that center pin, we drop into 12,313 Village Square Terrace. That's in Bethesda. You can see that we have a latitude and a longitude here, but it's reversed. It's a 64-meter hit with a 90% certainty. But you know, this doesn't seem very close to me, and I can see a number of pins in here. How can I do better? Zoom in a bit. This is the kind of information that you in the field really want to see. Still 12,313 Village Square Terrace, still the same latitude and longitude, and still the same 64-meter hit with a 90% certainty rating. But what you want to see in the field is exactly where that calling party is. Well, now we have the ability to send this information directly to you through your Zello phone. As RapidSOS rebids, you'll notice a number of red pins dropped on the map. We're going to send you to the most recent RapidSOS hit, and that's the one that's green. We still have the same latitude and longitude. We still have a 90 to 95% confidence rating, but you'll see that the uncertainty radius here is 5.9 meters. Gosh, 5.9 meters, or basically 20 feet across the room, is really fantastic location information. And we're going to send you to the spot right in the middle, that green dot there. RapidSOS is only one tool that ECC uses in the delivery of correct addresses. The FRS has created a set of minimum online tabs to assist us in this mission. We call them ECC tabs. Things like chats, email, Fire Rescue SharePoint, the Montgomery County Map System, or the RapidSOS portal, Google Maps, the Heavy Rail card, and the Direct Entry card are all different tools that we use in the delivery of a good work product, and one that you can use in the field to find who you're looking for. There are some times when ECC can't verify location information with a caller. Things like a disconnect, a language line problem, ETOH or CDS use, or maybe they're just plain lost. Well, there's a procedure for that. The ECC will leave the approximate location information in the location field. We'll go ahead and add closest address verified by CAD in parentheses in this location field. We then add the comments in the comments line. The address is based on wireless data and not verified with caller. CAT ignores everything in parentheses. We want you to remember that if there's a large discrepancy between RapidSOS and Wireless Phase 2 or Phase 1 LOIs, ECC will send 2 incidents, one to each location. RapidSOS, a review for you. LOI cannot be turned off in 911 calls. RapidSOS is a free service to PSAPs that allows secure access to next-gen 911 data clearinghouse information. The hybrid LOI data is being captured behind the scenes. Hybrid LOI data is only as exact as the source that is reporting it. Hybrid LOI pushes with AnyAlley automatically on the first push. Montgomery County only uses the hybrid LOI portion of the data collected, although there is much more available, and it's coming soon. Thanks for watching and learning. Your ECC leverages the latest technology in the delivery of its mission to provide the most exacting LOI and call typing information while acting as the first responder in dispatch calls for service. Our diverse team of fire rescue and police professionals take great pride in this responsibility, and the ECC welcomes the opportunity to answer questions and suggestions from you, our partners in service. Send your questions and comments to frs.eccdispatchfeedback@montgomerycountymd.gov. Together, we can do great things.